Hello everyone, welcome back to the revival. It's the beginning of another week and it is the end of the transfer window as well. As promised, we're coming back for the match between Newcastle United and Leicester City at St James's Park in the not the Champions League, what am I talking about? In the Premier League. I've got my foot firmly planted in my mouth today. We do have a couple of transfers to update you guys on. The first one, if I go into the transfer market news, we'll be able to show you here, and that is that Jamal Lascelles has left the club, joining Southampton for a fee of just over £10 million. At the age of 30, he was starting to decline, and at a rating of 77, we had better options within the team and the youth team, as well as obviously, as I mentioned before, looking to bring players in from outside of the club. Unfortunately, we fell short of being able to get Arja in from Celtic, as was showed to you at the end of last week. So instead, we ended up looking to the youth team just to give us a little bit of cover in that area. And I'm very glad to say that we have managed to agree terms with, and I mean, come on, when there's a youth team player, you, you don't have to worry about agreeing terms because they don't want very much and they will always sign for you. We have brought in Fazio, the diminutive. I say diminutive. He's 195 centimetres tall. He's a big, nasty Argentinian bastard who can play centre back. Looking at his stats here, you can see that he's very, very physical. Um, Decent stamina. He's not the quickest, but he's not slow by any means. He's rated at 72 for speed and acceleration. He's got good form on him, so he shouldn't let us down too often when we do need him to come into the team. As I said, 195 centimetres tall, age 19, defensively very aware, ball winning is good, aggression is good. I think he's going to be a very, very good backup player for us. And as well, looking at his heading, 84 for heading, and he's a tall guy, which means that he's going to be able to beat a lot of people to the ball, which is going to be handy for us because, as I've already mentioned, and as we're well aware, like Mats Hummels isn't getting any younger. He's 35 years old at this point. I'm trying to remember when he signed on till 2024, so we've got him for another season, at which point I suspect he might end up retiring. We'll probably wait until the end of the season and then see what he decides to do. I can't remember exactly when it is that they inform you of their decision to retire. I think unhelpfully it's at the beginning of the season that that will be their last, rather than at the end of the season before. So even if we sign him to another contract, it'll only be like maybe a 1 or 2 year contract, and we've got plenty. Looking at the salary budget, we've got plenty of money in the bank there, so that's not going to be a concern for us. And that's it. That is all of the transfer action that took place during the window. As I mentioned, I have got my eye on Arja. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna go in for him again. I'll probably carry on making bids for him all the way through. I'm not going to leave it until the transfer window anymore. I'm going to make bids all the way through the year, hoping that eventually we can get it sorted out. I mean, he also is a hell of a prospect, 196 centimetres tall. He's a whole centimetre taller than Fazio is. Right-footed Norwegian. He's got very, very good heading. He feels like and looks like a natural replacement for Mats Hummels. So I'm going to do my best to get that done at some point. But I feel fairly happy with the team at the moment. Looking at the overall makeup of the team, we've got a very good first 11. We have two centre backs on the bench that can cover the centre of defence. Now we have Wanfran that can play on the right of defence as well as on the left of defence. Obviously, we are a little bit short at left back still, but Mattia can cover that. So while we won't be able to fully rotate, well, I suppose we could rotate fully. We could just play Zakaria as a centre back instead, and then Bodmer could come in at defensive midfield instead of Hayden. So Zakaria is one of those players that is a square peg for many square holes, as opposed to a square peg to a round hole. In midfield, we've got plenty of options. We have Bodmer, we have Xavi, we have Almiron. Zakaria can double up in midfield as well, obviously. And then up front, well, I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches as far as up front is concerned, with Farfan, Joelinton, Paredes, Coco, and Ribery all available to us. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things have lined up for us there. Now, looking at the balance of the bench, I'm wondering if it might be an idea to maybe bring Zakaria onto the bench in place of a more attacking-minded player. Paredes has really impressed me. Farfan not so much, and Paredes can obviously play on the right, on the left, and in the middle as well as in attacking midfield. So he's got an awful lot to offer. Thinking about that, I don't really want to play him in attacking midfield because looking at his passing, it's not the best. Let's get a look at his passing there. So 71 and 67 for passing. Offensive awareness is very good, but his passing is going to let him down in an attacking midfield area. So he's better off as a forward. So I think maybe Zakaria is going to come in for Farfan, and that's how we're going to line up for the time being. Fazio is probably going to sit the next couple of games out just because he's new to the team. He's going to need to get that familiarity going. I can't remember if they... I think you have to play them actually to get familiarity going, so... I don't know. We have far too many quality players and not enough places to play them. So that's our problem at the moment. But no more jabbering. No more jibber jabber. We're going to get into the game now. Let's have a look at the team for today. And the first thing that we notice is Schubert is not in a good place. So Angus Gunn is going to come in. The England international coming in for the German. And he is actually a much better goalkeeper. By looking at rating, he's 3 points better. Although honestly, like with goalkeepers, I'm not so sure that rating is necessarily the way to look at them. It depends what kind of goalkeeper you want, but looking at his stats, and we go straight through to... So, goalkeeper awareness down, looking at that, like, very, very good. Very good indeed. Meanwhile, if we were to look at Schubert, he is also very good. Oh, there we go. We can compare. Right, here we go. We can compare the two of them. What was that on the first? Okay, so Schubert is an offensive goalkeeper, Angus Gunn more of a defensive. Honestly, that has never really mattered to me too much. But yeah, as far as goalkeeping stats are concerned, Gunn outdoes Schubert on every single level. Defensively less aware, but I mean, how defensively aware has a goalkeeper got to be? Surely you're aware enough. You're sitting there, your last line of defence. So Gunn's going to play that game. I don't see any need to make any other changes whatsoever. Everyone else looking very good. So let's just have a quick check of the kits to make sure that we haven't got a clash. Are we even going to see the kits? No, that bug still hasn't been patched despite Konami saying that they're going to do so. I think that we're probably safe to have the home kits for both teams. Less chance of clashing than Leicester playing in their white shirts. And there we go. Let's kick off now. Let's get this game going. So the beginning of another week. And what a windy day it was yesterday, I tell you. Sunday was nasty where I live. I don't know where you guys are watching in the world, if you're in the UK or if you're further afield. Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know where our farthest flung viewer is. But certainly in the UK at the moment, it is windy AF. It is not a nice day. All it needs is for it to start snowing, and it would be the worst possible day weather-wise. But here we go. The team with their now traditional huddle, a good show of team unity, and Timo Werner kicks off, playing it back to Hayden, and now we look to start with the first attack of the game. Willems out on the left, very advanced player as always. He likes to get in attacking plays. Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side really has been very good for us recently. Very happy that I bought him in the end. I'm just going to play it back, make a little bit more room for ourselves. Get it out wide to the right now. Henrik's going to look to try and get a cross in there. He gets the cross in there. Werner! It's a goal for Werner with the first attack of the game. 4.5 minutes on the clock, and the German international, the super striker himself, gets a very early goal. And it's all thanks to his international cohort, Henriks on the right-hand side, whipping in a delicious ball from the right flank. He is an absolute magician on that right peg. And Timo Werner, on the usual technique, heading it back across the goalkeeper when it probably would have been better to aim into the nearer corner. But that kind of upset the goalkeeper. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what to expect, and the wrong-footedness plays into our hands as Newcastle go 1 goal into the lead. And Werner immediately intercepting the ball. Vinicius Junior on his left, and this could be a second goal if we play our cards right here. The ball's played far too far back. But it's okay, we still have possession, so there's still the opportunity to score. Maximan picks up the ball that was loose after the interception by the Leicester player. There's a lovely ball through to Shelvey. It's a good interception from Leicester. Maximan doing a very good job of hassling the player for the ball. Hummels just looking to play it back to his defensive partner Todibo, and he's done a very good job. Oh dear, he's been dispossessed there. And now Leicester can look to attack. I think we still have to sort out the Todibo contract issue. He doesn't want to sign back with us, and his contract does end at the... oh dear, and we've got away with that one, luckily. That's good from Nkunku, making up for the earlier error. Lovely play by Newcastle, playing it all around Leicester. And here's Willems on the left. He plays the ball in. Not accurate enough, unfortunately. But Newcastle retain possession of the ball, and they're looking to try to get this second goal to really take an absolute stranglehold in the early going. Good tracking down by Newcastle, making sure that Leicester have as fewer chances as possible to play themselves out of pressure. Up forward to Vinicius Junior, into Nkunku, plays it to Werner. Werner using a decent amount of strength to play it, hold it on and play it off. Unfortunately dispossessed just as we were looking to get that killer ball in. Oh, here's Maximan, he's got a chance. It's a goal for Maximan as well. 24 minutes on the clock, and he pounces on a loose ball, runs through the defence and slots it past the goalkeeper into the bottom left-hand corner. It's a good goal for Maximan on his weaker foot. He's scored less since being moved out to this right flank, but it looks as though he's starting to get used to the position. And if he can... I mean, that's fantastic, really. Werner just causing the distraction, stopping the Leicester player from taking control of the ball. And Maximan ends up taking advantage of the situation. And here we are, 2-0, and it's looking like it's going to be a very, very good day for Newcastle United. Of course, things have gone awry for us when we've been in a more convincing position, so can't count all of your chickens, but so far it's looking very good. Here's Henrik's very advanced position, cross into the box. Maximan looking for the header, couldn't quite manage it. Shelvey a little bit loose with that ball there, but Newcastle able to stop an immediate counter, although Leicester now are looking to try and take advantage. They can't get past the big German Mats Hummels though. A feature of playing with the advanced wing backs instruction is that your centre backs will end up covering much more of the flank, and fortunately for us, Mats Hummels is more than comfortable playing in wide positions, both in defence and actually attackingly. We've seen him play a few absolute killer crosses. Oh, hello, speaking of killer crosses, we can't quite get onto the end of the ball to make one there. Nice idea though. For a centre-back, Hummels has got excellent passing ability and crossing ability. Been very impressed with him. He's done so much for this club since coming here. And I know we could get a lot of money if we were to sell him, comparatively speaking. Around about the 28 million mark, I believe. But I'm a sentimental old fart. And honestly, I think he's probably worth more to the club in terms of what he can do for us in the last year or so of his contract than the money that we would get from selling him. Oh, this is beautiful. What a goal that is. Fantastic passing, team goal. My goodness me. I don't think I'm even going to talk while we watch the replay of this. The movement from Werner to get onto that ball for his second. Absolutely sublime. Leicester have been torn apart here. We're going to turn the attacking fullbacks off at this point. There's no need to carry on with that now. 3 goals up. We'd only end up knackering the fullbacks out, and there's no need to do that whatsoever. We're in a very commanding lead. Of course, now that I've said that, we'll probably end up conceding a couple of goals and having a nervy last few minutes. Squeaky bum time is never too far away on this channel, as you guys know. Leicester still very snappy in the challenges, trying to make sure that they close us down quickly. But it's not had the best of effects. And as you can see, at half-time, it is 3-0 to Newcastle United. This is a performance the likes of which we have not seen in some time on this channel. And I'm very, very happy that I am recording this for you guys today. So, 3 shots, 3 on target, and 3 goals to show for it. Leicester having a torrid time. And we might not be making lots of chances, but we are taking every single chance that we have created so far. And that is very pleasing to see, especially the fact that Timo Werner is back on the score sheet and looking like he's leading the line effectively and like the player that we all know that he's capable of being. Last season was not such an Indian summer as some might have worried. He really is that damn good. Oh, hello. Oh, that was a brilliant first touch and control to take it away from the first defender, but unfortunately Werner unable to do the same with his second marker. But again, it's that confidence, you know, like now he scored 2 goals. I'm slightly more confident in taking the ball with that player and trying to hold it up or jink past an opposition defender. So much of Pro Evo is confidence. Confidence in certain players, confidence in your own abilities. And it looks like I'm having a good day today. Now Newcastle need to be careful here. Leicester have come back from... Oh, I tell you what, that is unfortunate for Leicester. Vardy normally deadly from that kind of range with his feet or with his head. Oof. Angus Gunn, however, covered his post. In the end, there was no real concern. But yeah, after the half-time team talks, Leicester may well come at us with a slightly different formation, slightly different tactical approach. We need to be mindful of the fact that what worked so well for us in the first half might not work so well for us in the second. So we just need to be careful about that. Top work from Henriks to try and get on the ball. It didn't quite work out for him, but absolutely love the approach from him. Oh, and Shelvey's through here. And he gives it to Werner. No, just wide of where Werner wanted it. It's so unfortunate. Maybe Shelvey should have taken the chance on himself. But in the end, Leicester escape another chance for Newcastle. Still 3-0. Still keeping an eye on Leicester. Still mindful of the fact that they could end up causing us trouble. Nkunku carries on running. it's a shame. It was a lovely floated ball into the box, but none of the players that were in there, unfortunately, were quite ready for it or in the right position. But that's a lovely first time outside of the boot cross in there by Willems. I'd like to see more of the same. 66 on the clock. Probably stop in a second to have a look at possible substitutions. It's Junior. Oh, that's good tracking down by Werner there. He's not giving them any chance to escape. I'd say, looking at it, everyone's looking pretty decent. Shelvey may be slightly tired, so we'll give Xavi an opportunity, see what he can do today. We're having a good day of it. And why not give Zakaria a chance as well? As always, we'll leave the final substitute until a little bit later, just to make sure that we're not struck with an unfortunate injury which will leave us a man short. Zakaria now, middle of the field, plays it up to Xavi. Excellent close control does Xavi have. That's nice. Back to Henriks, who looks to whip it back in. Deflection, it's going to be a corner. Now, Hummels is definitely the best. Well, he's the joint best. I'm going to have Nkunku take the corner, and I'm probably going to make that a permanent change. It's because he hasn't got the same... Oh, hello! Oh, my goodness me! How Xavi missed that header? I will never know. He had acres of time. He rose early. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, it does make more sense when we have players who are just as capable of taking corner kicks to maybe keep the centre-back off of the corner duty. First of all, it adds a bit more aerial threat in the middle of the box, because Nkunku, I do like him, but he's a short stack, so he's never going to challenge as much as Hummels will in a corner, attacking corner environment. But also, it gives us a bit more defensive solidarity if the ball ends up being won by a Leicester player. Now here we go. Oh, we've got a good chance here, and it's gone in. Vinicius Junior gets his goal. All three front men have scored today, and that is very pleasing to say. And it all comes from this ball won high up the pitch, played into Werner, and then he just plays it across for Junior, and it's a simple finish. I'm interested to see, was that Xavi that won the ball high up? Or was it perhaps Hummels playing high and wide? Let's have a go at the replay control just to see. It was Xavi. Xavi was the man who won the ball high up the pitch. That's fantastic to see. It's part of my reticence of not playing him as much as perhaps I should do is the fact that compared to the likes of Shelvey, he just doesn't have the same ball-winning ability, but that's good to see from Xavi that he is capable of seeing danger, winning the ball, and then his passing play is unquestionable. You'd never question Xavi's ability to pass the ball. And now we'll look to make our final change of the game, and it's going to be one of the fullbacks. Looking at it, I think Juanfran is in the much better form, so I'm going to bring him on for Henriks. Henriks has had a very good game. I'll be interested to see what the ratings are at the end of the match. I'm sure both centre-backs will end up getting a 5, because that's how Pro Evo works. But Henriks and Willems both, I think, probably are deserving of a much better score. So it'll be interesting to see how that ends up being worked out. But now the priority is to keep a clean sheet. I think we want that clean sheet now, don't we? We've got 4 goals. Pretty happy with that. That's not bad from Juanfran. I don't think there was too much in that. Maybe a little bit overly physical. But now we have to concentrate to defend this free kick. Header won. Ball not won though, however. Leicester have it, edge of the box, looking to try and play it in. And we've won the ball. Werner plays it into Vinicius Jr., who lays it off to Nkunku. Nkunku's got bags of time on the ball here. He plays it wide to Maximan. Pass isn't quite right, but Newcastle do end up getting ahead to it. And fortunately for us, the final ball is a poor one. Hummel's able to take the ball off of his teammate there, and now we're bringing it forward down the left-hand side. And Nkunku from Willems into Zakaria. Zakaria plays it to Wanfran on the right, into Xavi. Xavi's going to have a chance here, possibly. No, unfortunately, can't quite get it out from under his feet in time. He'll get better at that as the years go on. He's not the finished article yet, of course. He's very young. Good pressure from Nkunku. Ball played out by Leicester for a Newcastle throw. Junior, he's going to try and whip one. Can't quite manage it. Double marking by the Leicester defenders. But it does go for a throw. Played in again to Junior. Edge of the box, Wanfran. He's closed down a bit too quickly. So plays it back to Zakaria. Into Nkunku. Here's Werner. Plays it back. Rushed a little bit on that ball, and in the end it's a poor pass, but it doesn't matter because the game has ended and it is a resounding 4-0 victory for Newcastle United at home. 2 goals for Timo Werner, 1 for Maximan and 1 for Vinicius Jr. It was a good day at the office for the front three, and now we get to find out exactly how badly PES thinks our defence played. Those stats make for excellent reading. Very happy to see the possession as high as it was, the passing as high as it was, and effective passing as well. We really cut through that Leicester defence at times. 6 shots, 4 on target, only the 1 foul conceded. I'm not still sure if that was a foul or not, honestly. Only the 1 corner in the game, but when the shots are as few as they were today, that's understandable. Interceptions fairly level. We got our fair share of tackles in, and we got a decent number of crosses into the box. Very happy that the game plan worked out there. And colour me surprised, everybody getting a 6 or better. Henriks with a 6.5. To be honest, after the contribution he made to that first goal, I would have given him a 7. But I guess they have their own metrics to measure player performance by. Timo Werner, unsurprisingly, getting man of the match. 7.5 performance for the brace today. Zakaria only getting a 5.5. That's a little bit disappointing. I know he didn't do too much, but he didn't do much wrong either, so really a 5.5 is maybe a little bit harsh on the boy. But we're happy with that. 3 points taken, a dominating performance. Chelsea winning their match, so it looks like they're keeping pace with us. Manchester City drawing, however, so that's going to give us a little bit of breathing room from the rest of the pack. Let's have a look at how that leads the table. So you can see that Newcastle United still top of the table after Chelsea losing their way a little bit for a couple of games. 61 points played. What's that? We've played 25 matches now. So there's only another 13 games left in the season. That would be a maximum number of points of 39 available, meaning that if we win every single game this season that's left, we could hit the magic 100-point mark. I don't think we're going to manage it because this league is pretty competitive. But I think the main thing we have to worry about is reaching the magic mark of 95, which at the moment is the maximum number of points that Chelsea can gain. And obviously we'll keep track on that because as Chelsea drop points and as we drop points, that figure will change. But for now, it's looking very healthy at the top of the table. Looking at the bottom end of the table, where it's less healthy, we can see Sheffield United on a very disappointing 9 points from their games so far. They are cut adrift at the bottom of the league. I don't think there's any chance of them making a resurgence that will see them safe this season. Above them, Norwich City, Aston Villa and Crystal Palace all fighting it out to be the one lucky team that stays in the Premier League at the end of the year. Southampton 4 points clear of the mess, but 1 loss and good results for the other teams could draw them straight back into it. So there we go. That is that for the day. When we come back next time, well, it's going to be the game against Arsenal, surely. That's a big game that we're going to have to watch. And looking at the schedule, we'll see that after that, the next big match is Manchester City. But we do have an FA Cup match against Norwich, which looks like that would be a good game to play afterwards. So at the moment, I'm thinking tomorrow will be Arsenal versus Newcastle, and then on Wednesday we will return for the FA Cup match against Norwich City. After that, we'll have to see where things go. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.